Hola clase y bienvenidos a la lección del presente en español. Hello class and welcome to today's lesson on the present tense in Spanish. Whenever you use this, whenever you're talking about things and stuff that are happening and occurring in the present, or in the future, just like in English, if you say, tomorrow we are going to the mountains. We are going is the present, but you put that tomorrow in there. Mañana vamos a las montañas. Verb forms in the present. Do you have to learn all the forms of Spanish verbs in the present? Yes. Now you can't correctly say who's doing what. You would sound like the following sentence in English. Work, ball, night, run, Pedro, dog, fireman, say, catalytic converter, eat. Verb conjugation. So we do this in English, just not as much. And this is the style chart that I'm going to use. So the left-hand side goes I, you, he, she, it, same box, and then we, you, all, they. And the equivalent in Spanish, I is yo, you is tú, he is él, she is ella. It doesn't have a word. It's built into the verb. Usted is you, but it's the formal form. Nosotros is we, vosotros is you all, only in Spain. I don't use it. If you want to learn it, you're on your own. If you go to Spain, use ustedes, which means you all. And in Spain, it's the formal form of you all. In the rest of the entire world, it means you all, formal and informal. De is ellos. So there's a logic to this. The left-hand column in both languages is singular, only one person. The right hand is plural, more than one person. The top row, I and we, is first person, your perspective. Second row, you, second person. Third row, he, she, it. They, third person. Man. So here's how we conjugate in English. Look at this. The verb to go, that's called the infinitive, to go, up at the top. Here's how you change it. I go, you go, he, she, it goes. We go, you all go, they go. In Spanish, to go is ir. Look how it changes. Yo voy, tú vas, él va, usted va, ella va, nosotros vamos, ellos van, ustedes van. Every single form's different. Ouch. All right. Regular verbs in Spanish follow one of these three patterns. If they end in AR, to conjugate it, you take off the AR at the end of the infinitive, and you add these endings. O, as, a, amos, an. Repeat them after me. O, as, a, amos, an. If they end in ER, you take off the ER at the end of the infinitive, and you add one of these endings. O, es, hemos, en. Repeat them after me. O, es, hemos, en. If they end in IR, you take off the IR at the end of the infinitive, and you add one of these endings. O, es, hemos, en. Repeat them after me. O, es, hemos. That's right, it's different from ER. En. So if you have the verb vivir, meaning to live, it ends in IR, and you want to say that he is living or he lives, you go to the he form, which is él, take off the IR, and you would add an E. Él vive. What about we eat? The verb is comer. Take off the ER, add hemos, comemos. That is conjugating verbs. So they're also non-regular present tense verbs, and you're going to learn every single one of them today. Ready? Write all this in your notes and repeat whatever I'm saying in Spanish after me. So all these verbs here, caer, hacer, poner, salir, traer, valer, get a G in the yo form, and the rest of the forms are regular. Here's some examples. Caer means to fall. Caigo, caes, cae, caemos, caen. So I've italicized just the yo form, the irregular form. It gets a G. And then here are the yo forms for all these. Yo hago, yo pongo, yo salgo, traigo, valgo. all the other forms are regular. So how do you, hacer is to do. How do you say we do? That's right, hacemos. Another fun category. So these verbs have a G in the yo form and other strangeness. Decir, oír, tener, venir. Decir, to say or to tell. Digo, but then you've got dices, dice. Decimos, dicen. So it gets an I. Changes from E to I in every form except decimos. And it has the G there. Oír, to hear, is oigo with the G, but then look, it gets a Y. Oyes, oye. Oímos has an accent. Oyen. And look at tener. Tengo, tienes. Tiene, tenemos, tienen. So it gets the G, but then an IE in the other ones. You just got to learn it. Bien. Haber. The verb haber only has one form when it's used in the present to mean there is or there are. I. That was easy. So how do you say there are tacos? That's right. Hay tacos. How do you say there is a party? That's right. Hay una fiesta. These verbs are totally irregular. Ir, dar, saber, caber, ser, estar. No pattern happening here at all. Ir changes to boy with a V. What? Boy, vas, va, vamos, van. Ser, soy. But then eres and es, but then somos and son. Estar, estoy, then estás, está, estamos, están. 3 of them with accents. Dar is doy, but then the rest of it is regular, so not too bad. Saber is se. Se with an accent, then the rest of it's regular. And caber, for some reason, is yo quepo, Q-U-E-P-O. The rest of it's regular. Ver is so close to being regular, but it's not. Veo. You're not taking off the ER and adding an O. You're adding an EO. Then the rest of it's regular. Stem change. Stem changing verbs, also known as boot verbs or shoe verbs in the business, have a change in the stem, which is the part before the ER, AR, IR. These change from E to IE. So querer, QUE changes to QUIER. And then you add the endings. Quiero, quieres, quiere. But not in the nosotros form. Queremos, quieren. And if you look at this verb chart where I've highlighted everything black, it almost approximates a boot or a shoe, hence the term boot or shoe verbs. Great. And all these verbs in the list do it, but there are more. You just got to learn them. So sentir, to feel. How do you say I feel? That's right. Siento. How do you say we feel? That's right. Sentimos without the change. They all change except the nosotros form. More stem changing. These verbs here change from E to I, just to I. So pedir, pido, pides, pide, pedimos, piden. Looks like a shoe. More of them, but these change from an O to a UE. Volver, vuelvo, vuelves, vuelve, volvemos, vuelven. And we got this one odd one out that changes from a U to a UE. I think it's the only one in the language. If you can find another one, +1. Jugar, juego, juega, juega, jugamos, juegan. We're getting more and more random here. So verbs that end in eser and usir, these get a ZCO in the yo form. Conocer, conozco, then the rest of it's regular. So if you look at the list, crecer, crezco, pertenezco, traduzco, produzco, conduzco. And that is a pattern. So any other verb that ends in eser and usir gets a ZCO. In the yo form, verbs that end in uir. And it's not G-U-I-R. That's different. It's just U-I-R and it's pronounced uir. Like construir, huir, destruir. These all get a Y in every form except nosotros. Destruyo, destruye, destruye. Destruimos, destruyen. Practicar. Now it's time to put some of this theory into practice. Conjugar. In your notes, conjugate these verbs in these forms. Ser in the yo form. Estar in the tú form. And all the rest of them. Ready? Respuestas. Hopefully this is what you got. Soy, estás, tienes, hago, puede, digo, voy. Doy, se, quieren, llegar, pasa, deben, pongo. Eres, estoy, tengo, puedo, dices. Van, quiero, pones, algo, oigo, duermo. Siente, juegas, destruyo. Only two with accents. Estás and se. Did you get them all right? Perfecto. Traducir verbos. Let's take this a step further. Just like your brain works, you're going to put English into Spanish. I am. There's two ways to do that. You have, he says, she says, I give, I know, I put, I leave, there is, I make, and all the rest of them. Ready? Respuesta, soy or estoy. For those two. Tienes, dice, dice, doy. Sé, pongo algo, hay, hago. Quieren, damos, puedo, debo, va, van, son, están, das, podemos, dicen, voy, hay. Sabemos, quieren, queremos, debemos, haces. Pones. Did you get them all right? Perfecto. Ahora van a traducir algunas oraciones de inglés a español. Now you're going to translate some sentences from English to Spanish. First one. I fall and put and bring and say and do and give and know and fit and hear and have. Número dos. You go and are and close and repeat and sleep and play. Ta-da. Remember these? That's right. These are the Montessori grammar symbols, and you're going to use these when you put these sentences into Spanish, actually, first of all, in English, in order to identify the parts of speech. These are one of the most amazing, wonderful things that Montessori came up with. And you're also going to do a reading that explains how they work and what she based the symbols on, the shape and the color, which is just fascinating. The first thing, sustantivo, noun. Person, place, or thing. Look at the examples. Man, cat, hate, hombre, gato, amor. Amor is love. I'm not sure why I wrote that. Those are things. Second one, artículo, article. That's the or a. So, the man, the cat, a cat, la, los, las in Spanish, or un and una. Adjectives, adjetivos, the medium-sized blue triangle, describe the nouns. That's why it's also a triangle, but smaller. Lazy, big, green, perezoso, grande, verde. Pronouns replace the nouns. That's why you've got a tall but skinny purple triangle, and there's other reasons. I replaces man, or Don Andres. They, this, mine, yo, ellos, este, mío. Verb is the huge red circle like the sun. Actions. Verbos. Run, think, open, correr, pensar, abrir. Adverbs describe verbs and adjectives and other adverbs. So, softly, quickly, badly, well, tomorrow, here. In English, a lot of them end in ly, but not all of them. You already know several of these, like mal, bien, mañana. If you say estoy mal, you're describing how you are doing, describing estoy, and so on. Conjunctions, conjunción is the pink dash, and, or, y, o. Preposition, preposición is the green bridge or curved symbol. For, with, from, of, to, until, por, con, de, hasta. And one of my favorites, interjections. Interjección, which is sort of like an exclamation point that's golden, or a key hole. And these are when you yell things out or have questions. Just one word utterances for the most part. Hey, ouch. Eh? Ay, oof. Eh? All right. Identify the parts of speech of all those sentences in English. Ta-da! Lots of verbs and conjunctions. That's about it, in fact, except for one pronoun per sentence, because these are absurd sentences. Did you get them right? Bien. Now, did you write them correctly in Spanish? Caigo y pongo y traigo y digo y hago y doy y sé, conozco y quepo y oigo y tengo. Vas y eres y estás y cierras y repites y duermes y juegas. Did you get the symbols right? Great. The only difference between this and English is the lack of the pronoun. Why is that? That's right, because it's built into the verb. So when you say caigo, it means I fall. When you say vas, it means you go or you're going. It's already built in there, so you don't need yo or tú. Isn't that great? Adios.